Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and today we are talking about Forza Horizon 4. Now for me, I've always been intrigued about how a game changes throughout development, features or ideas that were perhaps once included during the early phases only to then be axed later at launch. And I'm sure if we ever get a chance to head over to Playground Games Studios, there would be multiple early builds of Horizon 4 that would look totally different to how we know as of right now. Unfortunately though, when it comes to actually seeing very early gameplay footage for Horizon 4, Playground Games have always been very secretive, and by the time a Horizon game is revealed at E3, it's pretty much in its final stages with maybe minute changes before going gold. However, with that said though, there still has been clues here and there dropped by developers, E3 trailers, artworks, and even leaks too, lying across all over the interweb that can at the very least give us an idea of how Horizon 4 looked like back in its early days. So with that said, in today's video, if you have been a long time subscriber, you may already know some of these, but for those who are new to my channel from all the Horizon 5 update videos, welcome, and we are going to talk about 5 major changes that were made during Forza Horizon 4's development. Starting off with number 1, UK and seasons. So of course when Forza Horizon 4 was initially announced at E3, many interviews were conducted with the team over at Playground Games by some of our favourite gaming journalists, and one of the biggest and most common questions asked was why the United Kingdom, and was it always the number 1 choice? And according to Ralph Fulton, who was the creative director at the time, he said that Britain was not even considered and felt that more locations were more suitable from their shortlists when deciding where Horizon 4 would be set. However, one key reason as to why Playground Games decided to pull away from these suitable or exotic locations like Australia and set Horizon 4 in their backyards was seasons. Before the launch of Horizon 4, I conducted an interview with Ben Penrose, who was the art director for Playground Games, and he stated that a good portion of the team conducted a research and development project way back since the original Horizon days, looking at possibilities in bringing in dynamic seasons for the series. And just as they were about to make the final decision for Horizon 4's location, the R&D team said that they think it's actually possible to now implement seasons into a game, which ultimately led to Horizon 4 being set in the United Kingdom. Crazy to think, and I wonder what other locations were considered at the time, and was Mexico one of them? Number 2, initial drive was once very different. I think by now we all know the initial drive for the Horizon series is quite important. It allows the players to capture an essence of what the game is all about in a bite-sized amount of time. Forza Horizon 4's initial drive cycled through all the seasons beginning with autumn, and you get to race through all the seasons towards the Horizon Festival in 3 different vehicles: the McLaren Senna twice, the RJ Anderson truck, and the Ford GRC Fiesta. Now, a couple years after the launch of Horizon 4, concept arts of the initial drive were posted up by concept artist for Playground Games Michael Richards in collaboration with art director Connor Cross, who you may have seen in a few Let's Go episode live streams as of late. Both supremely talented, and as we can see here, the autumn drive didn't feature a McLaren Senna, but instead a 1995 Porsche 911 GT2. The summer season when reaching the festival was pitched with a Lamborghini Centenario, and for spring, racing against the dirt bikes was initially a Subaru WRX rally car. Now, whether or not these concept arts transitioned into an early build remains a mystery. However, there is one small clip from Horizon 4's E3 trailer that does confirm that during spring, the WRX rally car was indeed chosen early on. Also, another notable change was the final drive towards the Horizon Festival during summer. Instead of being in a McLaren Senna, it was confirmed by Playground Games in the Update 20 livestream that the Napier Railton was actually supposed to be the final spotlight vehicle. To me, all this is incredibly fascinating, and at some point I would love to get a chance to see and possibly get my hands on some super early builds of Forza Horizon 4's initial drive. Are you happy with the final decision that Playground Games made? Number 3, the Mercedes AMG One. So we know that the cover car for Forza Horizon 5 is indeed the AMG One. However, did you know back before the launch of Horizon 4, data miners somehow leaked the initial car list, which was around 95% accurate to what was included when Horizon 4 actually launched. Vehicles like the Unimog, the Napier Railton, yes, that car was hidden in the folders of the game early on, to even many of the Forza Edition cars like the Pagani Zonda to the BMW M6. They were all present, so it's safe to say that these leaks were extremely credible. However, did you know that the Mercedes AMG One, or Project One during that time, was also included on that list too? Certainly very interesting to say the least. Now, we don't know whether or not the AMG One was just reserved as a blank spot in the hidden folders, or was a car ready to be featured at launch. But what we do know is that back in 2018, the AMG One was most likely still in its concept phase, therefore specs and final figures were not finalized, and if you were to ask me, I guess Playground Games and Mercedes decided it's best to leave such a beast car until it's ready in its final production spec. One thing is for sure is that if the AMG One was featured in Horizon 4, we wouldn't have gotten the different driving modes as an option. Was this the right choice to leave it until Horizon 5? What do you guys think? Number 4, many Forza Edition cars axed. So going back to the initial leaked car list, which I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to check that out, but around 8 or more Forza Edition cars were axed when Horizon 4 launched. Cars like the 2017 Acura NSX, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8, the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento were all supposed to include a Forza Edition variant, but never came to fruition. Some of these Forza Edition cars were even featured previously from Forza Motorsport 7, with many of them rocking their own in-house wide body kit design. To be honest, I wasn't too bothered when I found out that a handful of Forza Edition cars were removed, but what I do want to know is how the new ones like the Sesto Elemento or the Lancer Evolution 8 that were debuting in Horizon 4 look like. Any speculations? Number 5, a few Horizon promo posters were changed. Now, about a month before Horizon 4 launched, many leaked images of Horizon 4's car thumbnails to Horizon promo posters were leaked. I don't know how these images surfaced back in the day, but as you can see, many of the Horizon promos can be seen here with no text on them. Honestly, they look pretty cool. However, some of these posters that were seen in the earlier build of Horizon 4 eventually got tweaked or completely overhauled when the game released. One example is the German performance during winter. Although the background image is still the same, the German performance icon was slightly altered. And the next one, well, this one's huge. Remember that whole debacle about using the rising sun symbol about a year ago and how players were getting banned for using notorious iconography, along with the rules being quite blurred? Well, again, in the same earlier build, here is a poster of Japanese steel during spring. We can see a Civic Type R in the background with, of course, a Rising Sun logo, in which Playground Games deemed as okay as it wasn't accurate. However, at launch, this was totally scrapped. The name was changed to Japanese style, along with the logo and background image too. I wonder what would have happened if they didn't change that at all. To be honest, I actually really enjoyed making this video, and I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. If so, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Forza Horizon 5, including news, rumors, and some possible early gameplay, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.